Righto guys, so today we're going to discuss the 270 XT MAX wall kits. Now this wall kit was designed to be a complete enclosure of the outside of the awning. So it's going to have a whole bunch of stuff to it, and bear with me in this video, it's going to be a pretty long one as we're going to be setting up the different panels. Now as you can see on our 270 XT MAX awnings, every single segment of wall between the arms of the awning are at different lengths. So you need to match up what goes in which position and basically have it in the correct layout format. So let's get right onto it, and what I'm going to go through first is what's all included in the kit. So in the kit you'll receive a large bag like this, which includes all of your walls, as well as any little extra ropes and so on and strapping that might be in there, and I'll go through it shortly. So there we go. So like all of our walls and our wall kits, we've allowed for not just solid walls, but we've actually got full breathable midge mesh windows on them as well, and in some of them not even just a window but a door as well. So I'm just going to pull out all the panels over here, and I'll be able to go through everything with you one step at a time. Almost done. There we go, just as if you're in a campsite, pulling it all out. Other than that, the kit is also supplied with poles. Now the poles can be inserted into these spigot holes at the end of the arms. The main reason why we put the poles in is you can imagine how much extra wind force is on this when it's got the full sides up and the wind is actually gusting against that. So it's just to support the weight of the wall as well as the wind force of the walls. Now these walls are all made with our ripstop 260 gram canvas, so super strong, waterproof as well, so any rain falling on the side will simply bead off as well. So I'll just empty up the poles on the mat as well, and last but not least, the pegs. There we go. So let me get into it one step at a time, lay the walls out and have everything in position. Stay tuned. All right guys, now with all the walls laid out in sequence, ready to go, we've got the poles, the pegs that were supplied for the bottom skirting. You're also going to need your guy ropes and pegs that came with the original purchase of your awning. Let's start setting this up in sequence. So generally first, I will go and take up all the poles. Now these poles, the spigot of the poles get inserted into the arms, and you'll see the little hole receiver there made up ready to go. Now the poles are adjustable, so adjust them to the height of your vehicle's awning. The walls will extend up to 2.3 meters high of awning pitch in total, so giving you a good adjustability factor. Most standard cars walls are only sitting around about the 2.1 meters, so all up to 2.3. Simply go around and attach your poles into every single section. And like I said before, the poles are there mainly to set up the walls and carry the weight of the walls and that additional wind force that's going to be needed. So we're going in there and setting this up. Also, the reason why we decided to do this video like this is we're doing it in real-time sequencing, giving you an idea of how long it is going to take you to set up a full set of walls. Perfect for those overnight stays, bad conditions, or a good week's touring camping setup. Now the last two will be attached to the single end arms. Now what's supplied are these webbing tabs, and let's go take a close look how we attach these. The early model awnings didn't have an attachment point on there, so we've got a retrofit function that works extremely well, and I've tested it out to fit these. All the newer model awnings will have a spigot entry point for the spigot on the webbing itself. So simply what you do is you take the piece of webbing like that, you go through the loop closest to the awning, push the folded side through the middle of it like this, and then pull it tight. There you go. That's going to lie on the outside of the awning. Then you can take your spigot of your pole, simply insert it. Now we've made a nice tight insertion there so it doesn't blow around in the wind. Same thing as before, extend your pole and place it into position. Now repeat this on the other side of the awning, and don't forget, once you've put the webbing straps up there, you don't have to remove them every time. Just leave them on there for the next time you're going to use the awning wall. So it's literally one-time fitment, and after that you use it repeatedly. So the next step, what I like to do is actually peg down the awning. Now that's going to be more for the higher wind conditions. It's not very windy yet today, so I don't technically need it, but I'm going to show you anyway just to give you some practical ideas. So these are the pegs and the guy ropes that came originally with your awning, and what we really want to do is make sure that we can peg down the front arm and the rear arm are the most important, the single arm basically. So we'll shake that off there. Now, like a typical camper, like most of us, hammer's left behind, but I've got my trusty hammer axe that I'm going to use instead. So that's going to go over the top like that, tying the arm and the webbing down to the top of the actual pole there on the spigot, and simply to peg it down, get my rough distance about there, hammer into position. Just if you're doing this, as I'm sure you would all know, just be careful, there is a sharp side pointing upwards. So hammer that in, nice and firm. There we go. Bring that down and adjust it up, just giving us that extra securing over there. Now, as far as the rest of these guys go, on the Mark II awnings, you simply go through the webbing like that. I generally just tie a half hitch. It works really, really well. 2 half hitches in there, done and dusted, and bring out the guy ropes. Now, I want to do this one as well. There we go. And man, what a beautiful day for camping it is today. Super hot, must be at least 30 degrees out here. It's fantastic. So hammer that into position as well. You'll notice with the pegs supplied as well, and both the pegs on the wall kits and the original pegs with the awnings themselves, they are super long, made out of a spring steel material as well. So really good even for beach situations. So tighten that up. Now simply repeat the process along all the poles going forward as well, especially for those windy conditions. Let me get to that. Now, as far as hanging up the walls go, we're going to start hanging in sequence. So the main goal is you grab the first one in the sequence, and the other trick to this is we want to start at this arm. So that's the car arm that's coming off 90 degrees, and you're going to start with your zipper in line basically where this guy rope is running or where this pole is running. So your zipper's effectively going to come on like that, and you simply run the Velcro running forward to the front of the vehicle. So run the Velcro right through there like such, and you can really just run your hand along the top of it just to secure the two together. Now 50mm Velcro, the original Velcro hook and loop system is what we use. We don't go for the cheap alternatives out there. This stuff is incredibly strong, and it will hold your awning on for absolute years. Now the zippers that we use to attach them are actually a plastic zipper, and all that you're going to be doing, if you want to, you can take an end like that, is you're going to be zipping them together and then zipping it down into position. Noting one point here is the poles are actually on the inside of the canvas. So your poles are coming into the inside of the canvas like this. So there we go. They're going to come into position over there. Grab the next one. Literally repeat the process over and over again. Now sometimes, guys, you can actually leave these walls all zipped together if you wanted to fold it in as one big piece, but I'm just showing you as it would come out and supplied from the factory effectively in separate panels, so you can choose to hang separate panels if you wish. Oh, there we go, there's that wind that hasn't arrived yet. Perfect. So let's zip that down, zip this one down. Now the nice thing with the walls as well is that total wall length will be up to 2.3 meters. So most common size vehicles with a 2-inch suspension lift and tires, like a most common touring vehicle, actually are about 2.1 meters on the awning height. So going up to an additional 200 mils up to 2.3. And for that, we've got these adjustable tie-down points on the bottom skirt. The nice thing with having the 600 gram PVC base as well is it acts as a mud splash cover. So it's always the side that's dragging around in the sand and the dirt and the mud, easy to clean and wipe off. So in my situation as well, I would generally use probably the second eyelet on this and peg it down, having the internal side flap in. But I'll go through that next. Let me finish up just with putting these walls together. Same thing. Go to the top, zip them in, bring them down, and then keep on working your way around the awning, all the way around like that. And finally, the last panel, there we go. We're putting this up on this end. Alrighty, zip in like that. There we go. And pull down. Pole on the inside. Let's get all the material that way. And bring that one all the way to the end like such. Now, because it's so windy all of a sudden, being typical on the edge of a river close by the sea, I'm going to grab a few pegs for the ground and actually show you how we peg those into position. So, grabbing my trusty hammer axe again. The pegs that are provided are straight pegs, as you can see over here, and these come with the wall kits. So what you would want to do in this situation is figure out how high your actual awning is sitting. So as I said before, in my situation, I'm actually going to tuck that bottom section in, and I'm going to use this eyelet, simply place the peg straight through the eyelet and peg it down. Now the most important parts to do are the edges of each of these. So the middles can always bow out a little bit if you want to peg them down, by all means, but the most important part would be where the zipper actually joins, because what that's going to prevent is the zip from opening up on you when you're not expecting it in a big high wind gust or something like that. So a bit of a rock there. There we go. There we go. All right, let me put a few of these in just to give us some nice extra supports on this. So have that side tucked in, pull it nice and tight, and go through the eyelet like such. Peg it in again. Now, super handy, guys, unlike me, have a nice rubber mallet, a nice big broad-headed rubber mallet. It makes life a lot easier. I'm going to just do this with a few more, and that should hold it and secure it in enough for us to show you how the doors and how the windows open up on this awning. There we go. So like I said before, the canvas on this is a olive green ripstop canvas that we use. We use it on our awnings, our tents, all our spare little bags, luggage bags and so on. And it's an absolute great canvas. On these walls, it's a 260 gram. So it's really heavy duty as well, which is fantastic. So what I'm taking note of here is that I'm not pegging the door shut. So I'm making sure I'm pegging on either side of the door. So there we go. I think I'm just getting it in time. This wind's getting pretty relentless. I'm gonna have to do that last side as well. As you can see, it's all flapping around and going a bit crazy in the corner here. So bringing this in, same thing, tuck it underneath, bring it in right to the corner. On my second hole is where my spot is in my car. There you go. So even as you can see on my vehicle, this is a 2-inch lifted Toyota Land Cruiser 79 series double cab with 34-inch tires, and I'm only using the middle row of eyelets. So even if you had a higher vehicle on big coils, for example, or portal axles, there should be enough space on these to get it right underneath to the bottom skirt. All right, last one and then I'll get onto it. Now, what we've decided to do on the full wall kit is make it that. It's a full comprehensive wall kit, giving you total coverage of your awning and total protection. But also try to mix it up a bit. So we've got these beautiful meshed panel windows. So you can drop the inside down and adjust that, as well as doors integrated. And we've decided to put a door in the big section over here, skip one and put a second door in. As far as the door goes, the door's got a dual purpose. One, we have a window inside the door, and I'll quickly climb inside and open that up and show you. So you can zip the window open if, for example, you just want to use the window section, and you should be able to see that, just the window section over there, or you can zip the whole door up. Now I'll close the window again and then zip the door up. So window, there we go. and get closed like that. Now what I've also done on the doors is left the same amount of eyelets in the bottom of the door. So if you had a spare set of poles at home, or you just pick up a spare set of poles from your local camping shop, technically you could peg out the door and make it an additional shade section. In other words, pull it right out to over there, having an additional shade and entry point. For this video, we're just going to show you how it comes in standard, and I'm fighting with the wind now, but let's see if I can do this on my own. Yep, there we go. So start rolling it from the bottom, and even in this windy condition now, amazing how the day changes. Basically roll it all the way to the top. We've got these little loops there and toggles which we will be able to push through like such and physically tie off the actual entire door as well. So that is on both sides. Now I think the next best thing is to come on the inside and let me show you just how the windows are designed and how they open up as well. So let's come and have a look on the inside of the awning. All right, now on the inside of the awning, as you can see, every single outside or external panel has got a window fitted in it, including the door panels. And the reason for this is it just gives you that little airflow and a really nice view. So how I've designed up the windows basically is in a half moon shape, very simple, and they'll just drop down. Now the mesh being so fine, as you would have noticed earlier in the videos, you can't really see in too easily, but it's really easy to see out. So you can see people walking past you and so on. Now in this situation, when you want to just tuck these in, you can simply roll it, tuck it on the inside like that, and just adjust your opening. So if you only wanted half a window open, for example, if you want to get dressed or something quickly, you can literally just zip it up halfway, easily over there, like that on both sides, and you can easily just get changed below head height as well and still being able to see out. So really nice adjustability on that. Now that's the door panel as well. So on the whole awning wall kit, on the 270 XT Max, we've actually got two complete doors. So there's one door, as you saw me putting up earlier on that side, and there's another door on this end over here. Now generally, when it comes to opening up the doors, I personally prefer making sure you close this window. Otherwise you get this piece of canvas flapping down at you all the time. So let's quickly close this up. There we go. And like before, I'm going to fight the wind and roll up the door panel. Now as soon as it starts going, it's a lot easier. There we go. The nice thing is with the awning walls and the way design them up having that heavier PVC bottom, it actually allows the wall to hang correctly or drape down, giving it a little bit or slightly weighted bottom end. So you see a lot less flapping on these tile walls. Bearing in mind, guys, this is not a lightweight nylon style fabric which is going to move. This is the same fabric we use on the tents and awnings. So super heavy, really strong constructed walls coming into play there. Going to last you absolute years. So that's the door up. So two major door entries. The one reason why I put the door in this position is that you can still have full access to the back of your vehicle if your kitchen setup is in the back section, for example, like mine is. Pull that down, open it up, and I can actually still have a beautiful view out and I get beautiful cross flow ventilation as well. Window in this section as well. Simply pull that down. Same thing, giving you massive, massive, massive flow. Now, for the last step on the awning wall kit is come and have a look at one or two little extra pieces that were asked for by you guys, and we've been listening again on the front section, giving you a little bit more privacy. So let me grab those two panels that are included in the kit and show you what they're used for. Right, so we've been asked to provide a panel that blocks this section of the vehicle as well. So one, it's giving you more shading coverage, but also stopping excess water and stuff in rainy conditions coming in to this section. So we've got that in play over here. So in this situation, what I've done is basically got the zipper front. Now what I like doing with this is actually going behind the pole, so it's opposite to the others, because that pole is literally going to be holding it into place. Putting your zipper through like this, like all the others, just repeating the process and coming down through and around. Now let me just sort this out. There we go. All right, now from there, this is simply going to hang up like that. And really, it's more for a shade screen or a bit of a block out. Take the Velcro tab, wrap it around the arm pole like that. And you'll notice on this end, I've actually got a hook and a little adjuster clip there. So the goal is to actually take it and hook it in back on one of the eyes anywhere on the awning arm and simply adjust it tight like that and clip it into place. Now this does also have the eyelets provided in the ground sheet, so you can physically peg it down into position like that, giving you just this other sidewall of coverage. Now not just that, what we've also done, and I found it the biggest thing is when you on the beach or even in a campsite and you just want to get changed quickly, is to be able to have a privacy room. So even if the walls are not up completely, or if they were and you want to have a shower somewhere, for example, or just have a dressing or a changing room, we can do with one of these. So how this basically works is it folds around the trussed arms and you simply attach it together like that. And this little Velcro tab will actually go around and fasten just like that around that pole as well, just so to prevent it from sliding along. So simply attach this in on your awning like that. Now the nice part is you can attach this onto any of your awning arms. So any of the trussed arms through the whole awning, there's all 4 of them that you can attach this to. End over here. Very simple end loop. I generally pull it tight and try and take it around there like that, just securing that end. Now what this is, looks very, very simple, and it is, but practicality and simplicity always work well together, is we're able to now Velcro a wall there. So I'm going to take this door off and actually move it into a change room position. So let me pop the door down now, and you could also do this with one of the other panels on the awning wall kit as well. Zip it closed like that, and the reason why I'm using the door panel you'll see in a second. So use that and separate the door panel like that from the other awning. Now I've got the peg in the bottom, so I'm going to remove my peg as I've just pegged it down, and you can pull this entire panel back like that and actually Velcro this to the inside of this panel. So just removing the pegs, there we go, and bring it around and Velcro it to the inside like that, creating yourself a really nice handy change room effect. So there you go. Now there's a perfect little changing room while on the beach. Someone just wants to get in there, or if you have a porta toilet, you want to put a toilet on the inside. I've used the door panel for that reason, is that I can simply either zip it open to enter, or because the end isn't zip closed, you can use a solid panel, simply pull it away and enter the change room like this. Guys, that is all the extras, bells and whistles and accessory. Sorry for the long video, but I wanted to give you a real idea of what it's going to take to put this awning wall kit up. This is the 270 XT MAX awning wall. Thank you for watching our product review on this. Don't forget to go bush, and I'll catch you later.